Have you figured out your niche? Are you helping adding value to other people's lives? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Munira's Musings with your host, co-author of Conversations with Top Real Estate Investors Volume 3, Munira Zahabi.
Greetings from Chicagoland. This is Munira, the niche navigator, coming to you from Chicago. And I have my guest here is Joezel. Alicea. Hi, Joezel. How are you?
Munira, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being on my show. This show, for those of you who are watching and are tuned in, thank you so much for doing that today. But this show is about finding people who are adding value in other people's lives and enhancing them. And it came about because I found a person who was doing extraordinary things with her life, only she didn't know how to promote herself. So I told her I would do the promotion for her. I did an interview, and the rest is history because now we are doing so many shows, one every day. It is amazing. So this is how Munira's Musings came about. And I am the niche navigator, where I help other people find and market their niche. And this would be anybody who is a coach, who is an entrepreneur, somebody who is in transition, just helping. And that's what I do, is help people. So our guest today is from Florida. Yes?
I'm in South Carolina right now.
Oh, he's in South Carolina. Sorry. And he is the founder of Nuevo Comienzo, which means new beginnings in Spanish. Oh, I know some things. Thank you. and he's going to talk to us about how he is adding value to other people's lives. So welcome to our show, Joezel. So much. I am humbled and honored that you're here with me today, even though we had a little technical difficulty, but we are here online. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Munira, first of all, it's an honor to be here. And I want to thank you for what you're doing for all of us. I think it's amazing. I have seen a couple of your videos, and it's amazing what you're doing. So thank you from all of us that basically don't have this opportunity. And you're doing it, and I think it's great. And I think I'll be following your steps pretty soon because it's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Like you said, my name is Joezel Alicea. I'm a pastor of Nuevo Comienzo Church. It's a bilingual ministry where we love to see people moving forward in Christ. It's something that it's very close to my heart. It's what I do. It's what I live. It's something that I have seen throughout the years. You asked a little bit about myself. Well, let me tell you, I was born and raised in a community where it was very difficult times for that community. There was a lot of crimes. There was a lot of drugs, and there was a lot of issues in general. And on top of that, at the age of around 10, I was 10 when my father and mother, they divorced. So my father left. And the closest thing that I have as a father figure was my brother. So I decided to, follow his direction, and I did everything, that I was told not to do. But
I like the
but the mistakes that he didn't do, I did. He was involved in a lot of things, and I didn't. But I had my first child when I was 15, 16. And so it was difficult. I didn't know what to do. I was a child with a child. And I started going out with my wife when we were in high school. In the last year of high school, we started dating. She also had a child when she was 15. So we were two kids with two kids. And we like each other very much since we were kids. So we decided, you know what, let's give it a try, and we decided to get married.
Okay.
Um, we got married when we were 18, and we moved to Orlando, Florida. The 2 years that we were in Orlando, Florida, we spent 2 years partying. Literally, it was crazy. It was a life without limitations, and we were about to be divorced. And we decided, you know what, let's give it a one more chance. So we moved to 2 hours down in Florida from Orlando, which it was a city called Stuart, Florida. So when we moved there, that's where we have our experience with Christ. Um,
Ah,
that was a very key moment for us because even though we want to try, we didn't have the strength to do it. So when Christ came, that was our moment or key moment where healing began. We didn't ask for it. It was something that it was destined to us. I have uh, a background of Christianity because my mother was a Christian even before I was born, but I didn't know Christ until that night in October of '99, where we got our experience. We were at home, and God started speaking to my wife. I know it sounds crazy, but she heard a voice. She followed directions, and by the end of the night, we were on the knees. Everybody was forgiving each other. We were hugging each other. We were crying, and we have an amazing experience. The next day, I wake up being a completely man. I was a different man. I couldn't listen to what I was listening before. I couldn't watch what I was watching before. My language changed. I was very decorative speaking person. I mean, and I couldn't talk like that anymore. I couldn't course anymore. I couldn't um, say the things that I say. And we started looking for a church. And in 5 years we spent in that church, we the pastor sent us to basically take over a church. And the Lord speak to us during those years. We were um, people will come to us and tell us, "You guys have a ministry. God is calling you to do something." So I mean, we were new in the faith, so we were just following God's direction, God's lead, and so we just decided, you know what? Yeah, let's take over. We're gonna do it, and um, I mean, let's just jump on it, and we did it. Um, in 2004, we moved here to Greer, South Carolina, and we started working with this organization for 5 years. And I didn't know much about being a pastor, about much about being a leader. I didn't know much about anything. I just was following God's direction. So time passed. I have to figure it out how to do all this, and I started learning, looking for direction, connecting with people, going to different conferences and learning. And in 2009, we decided to leave the organization that we're in. And in 2010, we found what it is now, Nuevo Comienzo. And since that day forward, we started a different thing. It's a new church. It was different. Um, Over here, we basically love, our passion is to see people move forward in Christ, because that's what happened to us. I didn't know any better until I start looking for direction, looking for people like you to connect, that help others. And I just, and this a few months past, I ended up being certified with the John Maxwell team. That was one of my later goals and achievement, and I personally feel pretty proud about that, because I feel directed by God to do that, and it was great. And now that's our focus. Our focus is to help people to move forward in Christ. And everybody that comes, we try to help do that. And that's basically a resume of what we do.
That is an awesome story. You're talking about a miracle that happened in your life, right? And it's so amazing. So all these things happen. How did you know that this was your niche? That going to Christ was your niche. How did you feel about that? And did you think it was hard? Was it hard to find this? I know you've had some challenges there, so tell me about this.
You know, we God, since we came to the faith, God started speaking to us. He will send people from different places, and they will come and preach to the church and visit, and they will point at us and say, "You guys have a ministry. You guys are gonna be ministers, and you're gonna reach people. You're gonna reach young people. You're gonna reach people that are different." And basically, we felt that God was leading us into this. It was more like we feel that direction, and then, like I said, we met people, and we hear about this, and we hear about that, about, for example, leaders and conferences, and a movement, and we were just being guided by what we felt that God was leading us, and throughout all that, it's yes, we feel the direction, but the challenge is to identify what is your niche. What exactly are you supposed to do? Because in ministry, you find people that do marriages and do children, or they help the homeless, and they basically, I mean, do all kind of things. But we have found that by our story, because this is something that people need to understand. Your background, your story, everything that you went through, it is because you were destined to do something with that. And if you move out of that, you're not going to find significance. You're not going to find the purpose that were you created for. If you went through something and you conquered that, and you basically declare yourself a victorious person after that, you have the power to help others to go through the same situation that you already went through, and you already conquered. So we, as a couple, as a person, as a family, we have seen how God has moved us forward in Christ. I always have dreams, and even though I was surrounded in a community where there was crime, there was a lack, there was poverty, there was a lot of needs, but I always dreamed for more. I knew that I was dreaming for something bigger. I carry with me. So I just follow what was inside of me. And that guided me to Christ, and Christ brought me here. And now I understand that my niche, my purpose is to help people to move forward in Christ. And it doesn't matter what you level you at, it doesn't matter where you at or where you're going. I believe that we have the power to help anyone, because it has to do with what is inside. And once I personally discovered what was inside of me, and I understood that everything that I went through, it was because I was going to help people to go through the same or similar situations, then I found what was my purpose, what was my niche, what was I created for, what was a burn in my heart. I mean, I love Marina. And let me tell you, I love to see people prosper. I love to see people advance. I love to see people make it. That is my passion. And doesn't matter if my name is on it. I just love to see people prosper. And basically, that's our niche.
No, you have such a passion now that about this. So is there, you said you want to help everybody. Is there a particular group that you target, or you just find anybody that needs help? I mean, how do people know that you're the right person to come to you to find the
Basic,
word of God?
Basically, anybody that is willing to dig into themselves and is willing to deal with the root. Because there's something that my wife and I do is to deal with what is inside. Because there's some issues that need to be dealt with in order to move forward. So anybody that is willing to do whatever it takes to move forward, that is the right person for us. But it has to be willing to be dig
Okay.
inside themselves.
So you said they don't have to be right in your area. They can be anywhere and you can help them. So how do people find you?
Well, as a member now of the Joe Maxwell team, I can help anyone from religious background, business background, because in reality, as a certified coach, we seek and look for the answers that are inside the person. Because I don't have the answer for you. You have the answer, and I just help you find the solution or find your passion or find what you need to move forward. Um, Especially if you are a person that have issues to deal with from the past and you want to confront them. There's a lot of people that they just want to be help and to do this and that, but by the end of the story, if you don't deal with your character, the character is what hold you up here. Your gift, your talents will rock you up. It will take you to the top. But if you don't have character, you will fall. Character will help you here, will help you stand on the top. So basically, anybody that wants to deal with their character and develop their character, that's the right person for us.
That's awesome. So let me ask you one more question. Why did you decide to join John Maxwell? One, and two, how are you incorporating his leadership training into your sermons or whatever teachings that you are teaching your flock? And we
I,
just okay, there you are.
I'm sorry.
That's
I,
okay.
I decide I decided to join the John Maxwell team because first of all, I just want to be a better speaker. But
Okay.
then when I joined the program, I noticed that there was a lot more than that, and it was aligned with what we are doing. But now I have the opportunity to reach more people and people out of the faith, not only people that are Christian or are believers of Christ, or we can help anybody now. And that basically, when I saw that opportunity that I have to help so much people by just taking John leadership and John material and apply to myself as an example and help them apply to the life. Because basically, like John says, everything falls, everything falls
Rises.
or
Everything
rises in leadership.
leadership. Yes, yes, yes.
So basically, I believe that we all have a level of influence and leadership in anybody, because leadership is influence. So we all have the capacity to be leaders in what level, and of course, it's going to be in different levels, but we all have the opportunity to be leaders. And I believe that we all have the opportunity to raise our leadership top. We all have a top, and we all reach a top according to our knowledge, according to our experiences. But I believe, and it was being proven, that we can raise our top, or leadership top, or knowledge top, and we can be able to help others. And by applying all the John material and knowledge and expertise to my life, and I can help others to do the same.
You have such a wonderful message. How do you incorporate other coaches into your business? Because coaches out there are still looking for their niche. And this is something that's important and near and dear to my heart, where people are still looking for their niche, and then they find this, that, and the other, and they're not successful, they get bitter. So how do you help people like that when they come to you?
You mean culture, like cultural?
Coaches, like you are a John Maxwell coach, certified coach.
Okay, okay. I believe, and I always preach about this. Your gift, your talents, your background, and your experiences define what you're created for. Sometimes people want to go outside these things and try to do something that they might be good at, but they have not been called to that. Having a desire to do something doesn't define what you were created for, what you're made of, what is your purpose. But if you examine your talents, your gift, your background, and your experiences, that will define your purpose. And that is how every time I sit down with somebody, we examine those four so we can define purpose.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So this is why, sometimes you have a niche that comes about that's, that just comes about. And sometimes you have to dig deeper and then look into all of the four aspects that you talked about and then find your purpose. So, that's why, for me, coaches are more important because they're still looking for that niche, and I am the one that helps them find it. And I really appreciate to do that. And I appreciate you being on my show. So how does one find you if they want to connect with you? Where is it that they can contact you? I know you're on Facebook, but what can you give us your webpage and address? Or
Right now, they can contact us to our ministry. In all of our social media, it's at Joezel Alicea, which is my name. They can find us through all the social media like that, Joezel Alicea. They can also find us at minuevocomienzo.org/pastors. And over there, they're going to find all the information about us, and basically, and they're going to read our story, where we came from, and where we going.
oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Joezel. I really, really appreciate it. And for those of you who are watching, if you need some help spiritually, Joezel can help you. You can find out his information on his website. We'll post that out in the comment section. And for those of you who are watching, I have to wear my glasses to figure this out, but I know Nancy Abrahamowitz was there, Tara Dion, Rose Angel, Limon, Donnell Webb, Mufado, Rushikesh, the live who is watching. I really appreciate you watching with us. And if you like this video, please share, like, and subscribe to it. I really, really am thankful that you are here. I appreciate it. And over and out.
Munira, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. Many blessings to you, and God prosper you.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group called Navigate to Your Niche. Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group called Navigate to Your Niche.